The payments industry moves fast. The economics behind it move even faster. Welcome to On the Wire, a show about the economics of payments, the institutions moving money, and the infrastructure underneath it all. This episode is produced by payware using AI voice synthesis, built from primary research, technical documentation, and real market data. No studio, no hosts, just the content, clearly presented. Let's get into it.
You just paid like 82 euros for a tank of gas. How much net profit do you actually think the station made on that fill-up? 5 euros. 10. Try 67 cents.
Welcome to today's deep dive. We're looking at a European fuel retailer's data to see how these microscopic profit margins are secretly driving a massive revolution in how we pay for everyday goods.
Okay, let's unpack this, because there is this grand illusion when you drive past a massive gas station with, towering digital signs. You just assume cash is flowing, but the reality is much bleaker.
Right, the reality is rough. And the core issue, it isn't even the cost of the fuel itself. When you look at this 45-location chain processing over 285 million euros annually, their net margin on fuel is a tiny 2.1%.
Wow, just 2.1.
Yeah, but here is the critical data point. Traditional card processing fees devour 59% of that net profit.
Wait, 59%? That is insane. So, which brings us back to that 67 cents. They only get to keep that after paying an 83-cent processing fee to the credit card network.
Exactly. They pay more in fees than they take in profit.
It's like baking an incredible, massive cake, only for the delivery driver to just, arbitrarily eat half of it before it even reaches the customer.
That is a perfect way to put it.
Yeah.
And what's fascinating here is why this specific scale matters so much. When payment costs consume nearly 60% of your profit, optimizing payments isn't just a luxury anymore. It's a survival tactic.
So they have to bypass the traditional card rails.
Right. This is why they are so aggressively pushing account-to-account, or A2A, payments.
And for those of you listening who follow the fintech space, A2A skips the card networks entirely. It's the difference between sending a package through 3 different international sorting centers where every middleman takes a handling fee versus just handing the package directly to your neighbor.
Yeah, you just connect via a loyalty app, maybe a QR code or Bluetooth, and the money moves instantly from your bank to theirs.
But because retailers desperately need to escape these card fees, they have to convince customers to actually switch to A2A, right?
Yes. And they do this by solving a massive consumer pain point, which is the dreaded phantom hold.
Mm-hmm.
We all know the pain of swiping a traditional card at the pump. Because the network doesn't know your final total yet, they slap 100 or 150 euro pre-authorization hold on your account.
Oh, I hate that. And the data shows 43% of customers are actively annoyed by those phantom holds, which can, freeze up their funds for days.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But because A2A connects directly to your bank API in real time, the pump verifies your exact balance instantly. The card network middleman is gone, meaning absolutely no need for that arbitrary 150 euro safety net hold.
Removing that hold is huge.
Yeah.
That definitely solves a massive pain point, which makes people highly willing to download the retailer's app and link their bank account.
Right.
I'm stuck on one thing, though. If A2A makes paying at the pump this frictionless, where I just tap my phone, fuel up, and drive off, aren't you shooting yourself in the foot? Doesn't that mean you're actually less likely to walk inside to buy snacks?
That's the big risk, yeah.
Because we all know fuel is essentially just a loss leader to get people inside. If they never walk in, you lose that, 35% margin on the coffee?
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, the A2A implementation actually solves that problem too. The real profit center is the convenience store, which, like you said, boasts huge 25 to 35% margins. And the genius of the app isn't just the payment itself.
What is it then?
It's the timing of the engagement. While you're standing there holding the nozzle, the app bridges the physical gap by pushing a targeted digital offer directly to your screen. Like, hey, here's 2 euros off a coffee or a discounted pastry.
So instead of just hoping I wander inside, the app actively pulls me in while I'm a captive audience at the pump.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the case study shows it works. By tying the payment directly to those targeted convenience offers, the rate of customers who buy inside items increased from 32% up to 38%.
Wow. So they bypassed the credit card fees and simultaneously boosted their high-margin sales? They really solved the margin crush on both ends. What did the actual return on investment look like for this specific chain?
By moving 22% of their transactions over to A2A, they saw a combined annual benefit of 220,000 euros. That paid off their entire technical rollout in just 15.4 months.
So what does this all mean? For you listening, it shows how the absolute tightest bottlenecks in business force the most aggressive technological leaps.
Yeah, it's a complete restructuring of the payment rails, driven out of pure necessity by one of the toughest retail environments on earth.
Which leaves you with this thought to chew on today. If gas stations businesses working with the absolute tightest margins in retail can successfully train consumers to ditch their credit cards for direct bank payments, how long until your favorite grocery store or your go-to online retailer forces you to do the exact same thing? Think about that the next time you tap your card.
That's On the Wire, produced by payware, the transaction resolution network for instant A2A payments. This episode was AI generated from payware's published research and documentation. If something sparked a question, the full source material is available at payware.eu. If you work in payments at a bank, an ISV, or a merchant organization, and what you heard is relevant to what you're building, reach out. The conversation doesn't have to stop here. Subscribe to On the Wire wherever you listen to podcasts. The next episode is already waiting.